All right. So, man, I like your drawing skills, man. I like your thinking, right? Because when I looked at the video, I was like, wow, this guy is really making an effort to try to understand and come up with your own system, and you're doing your own
Yeah,
thinking. That's what I like. I love seeing this from people, because now
thank you. I'm really trying to learn.
you are, and I can tell. So, and I when I see someone doing that, I'm like, wow, I get excited, and I'm like, right, so here's someone that's not just taking things as granted, or applying what he what you saw on the videos or on the training. You're going further. You're taking one step further and trying to think for ways to improve and make what you learn, make it a little bit better. Now
Thank
you're
you.
thinking you have your money
If
site, you have your classic Google sites, and then you have these rings with the links on Blogger. I love it, man.
awesome, awesome.
So, would you like to start with your questions, and then
Sure,
I will
sure.
let's take it from there.
Okay, so I'll explain what I've done so far. So I have my money site where I'm promoting my Christmas book. I wish I had started a little earlier because right now is the recording. We're already in the first week of December. But and I only started putting this together maybe 2 weeks ago. And having said that, per our previous conversation, you were right. I'm already seeing rankings. I'm so impressed. Just with some of the Google properties, especially the Google site. Um, so I have my money site. And then what I did, because I heard in a previous recording between Dave and someone else about really, really powering up your Google site, because in case something happens to your main money site, you still have all your juice and you can always repoint it to anywhere you want. And especially if the money site happens to be a client site and for whatever reason the relationship ends, all the work you've built, all the juice you've built for that niche, you still own, and you can always point it to somebody, to a new client and stuff. I really like that thinking. So I
Yeah.
thought from now on, when I build my models, I will always create the properties and own the properties and control the properties inside Google and then point them to wherever I want. So I created a .com for my book, and then I created the Google site with my main keyword. Uh, in this case, it's Christmas dinosaur book. This is my main keyword, and I started there. And then one of the things that I did is I created a YouTube channel, also called Christmas Dinosaur Book with my main keyword, because off of the same Gmail everything. And I
Yeah.
uploaded my videos there, which I already owned for the book. And then I took your advice and I made my Google site really look like a website. So even though I'm throwing all the juice to my main site, if anybody lands on my Google site, I still made it conversion friendly or informative friendly, viewer friendly, so that if that ranks, and it did, I'm glad I did it that way. It's visitor friendly.
Excellent.
And then I initially did my first Google stack toward that. So you see on the right, it's a Google stack toward that. At that point, once I completed that, is where you and I had our first conversation. That's what I had done so far. So after you and I talked, I decided to create the bloggers. But before I did that, because time was running short, I went ahead and I created a press release and I sent it through a press. My wife and I have a marketing company for faith-based Christian Spanish marketing. So we have already a service set up for press releases for the clients that we work with. And I went ahead and I did a blast on the press release, and it went really well. It actually got picked up by both Yahoo News and Yahoo Business. So it's got some really good links in there, and
Nice.
those are ranking really well. So then I took those links from Yahoo News and Yahoo Business, as you see on the left, and I created Google Stacks toward those links. Now I don't know if I assume it's going to do something. I don't know. It's just my brain. That's one of the things, like you said, I started thinking for myself. I started thinking, what if I really highlight those those Yahoo links. Let's just see what those do.
Yep.
I've got tons and tons of link in that press release, tons and tons of them. Some of them good, some of them not so good, but none of them better than those two. So I went ahead and I stacked those two. And during the press release, I also highlighted my YouTube video. And inside the YouTube channel, I also created what was that? Players list?
Playlist?
Players list? Playlist. Thank you. I forgot the word. A playlist. And both my videos ranking very well. It's ranking number 3 for that keyword. And there's some real competitive books in there, but I'm already ranking number 3. And my playlist is also ranking, and my channel is also ranking within the first probably 30 spots, all 3 of them. So that was really happy about that. Now, per our conversation, you told me about the power of bloggers. So you said that, if I recall correctly, you usually create 4 blogger sites and you point them toward your Google site. And what you do is you take each blog, you create 4 pages on your Google site, and you take 4 pages based on a keyword each page, and then you create a blogger site for that keyword. So you point each blog toward one specific page, and they're keyword aligned. Is that correct? Did I say it right?
Yes, I think you did. So let me add a little bit to what you just said.
All right.
Just to make things clear for the both of us, for me to understand, and for you to be clear and see if that's aligned to what you just said. So I'm going to be asking. I'm going to need to ask a few questions to understand everything, right? So let's just stick to the blogger part of this network, right? Now, so if I haven't looked at your Google site, right? So I'm assuming that you have a Google site for your main keyword, and then you also have supporting keywords. Did you, right? So one for your top main keyword, and then maybe 3 or 4 supporting secondary keywords. Now, what I mentioned on some of our previous conversations about having 4 blogger sites, what I meant was that each blogger site that I usually build is built for one specific keyword only. And it's targeting one specific page on the Google site only.
Correct.
So if you have one, your top keyword on your classic Google site, you have the top keyword and 3 supporting keywords, then I would build 4 blogger sites, one for each of those 4 keywords, your top plus your 3 supporting. Make sense?
Correct. That's exactly what I did. On my Google site, I have my main page, and then I built 3 pages inside that site, each one focused on one keyword. And then I built a blogger site to point each one to one different page, supporting one different keyword. Now, at the moment in my graphic, for those people who are watching, I only have 3 because when I took a picture, I had only completed 3. I have 4 now, but I'm still not finished with the stacking. Okay. But yes, I did that.
Perfect. That is perfect. So now, let me just to confirm. Now you have one Google stack for each blogger site, and then correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying anything wrong, right? So what I think you have right now is looking down here, right? Looking down at the stacks below the blogger sites where you have the arrows.
Yeah.
You have one Google stack built for for one keyword that is inside your blogger site for that same keyword, which is again going up to your Google site for the exact same keyword on all these 3 properties: your Google stack, your blogger site, and then your page inside the Google site.
Correct. Yes, it's one long arrow with the same keyword starting with a Google stack.
Perfect.
Yes.
So now you have 4 Google Stacks, 4 Blogger sites going to 4 pages inside your Google site.
Correct. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. That's it. You got it. That's it.
Well, now,
That's it.
if I remember correctly, I don't know if it was you or if I picked it up another video, was that they were building 4 stacks for each blog. Okay. And so then the question becomes, do I create 4 different posts and I do a Google stack toward each post, or what do I do?
Right. Depends. There's typically not a right or wrong answer when it comes to posts or pages. I have a preference. Okay, I have a preference, and that is to build pages first. Now, page. I will tell you why, but before I tell you why, let me tell you something else, which is pages have a limit on the number of pages that can be created inside a Blogger site. Posts, on the other hand, they do not have a limit. Now, why do I prefer pages over posts? Well, because if you are familiar with WordPress and permalink structures, and the concept of posts and pages is basically the same between Blogger and WordPress if we compare the both of them, okay? In terms of the permalink structure and the definition of a post and the definition of a page itself, okay? They're basically the same between Blogger and WordPress. Now, what happens is when you take WordPress and you make a post, usually the permalink structure will have a date on it. Now, Blogger doesn't allow you to change the permalink structure on their posts or their pages. It has where on WordPress it's something that you can change, right? You can change the permalink structure to something else when you publish a post or a page. I think it's just a post, not the page. But on Blogger, we don't have this option. So when you publish something on Blogger as a post, it will have a date inside the permalink. The permalink structure will have a date format. But the pages, and the difference to the pages is that the pages do not have a date structure in it. Actually, let me try to show you an example of what I'm trying to explain, because that might help. 1 second. So now, if I go to blogger.com, let's see what I have. All right, this is a good one. Can you, all right, actually, let's watch the blog. Now, here's one of the blogs that I built. Now, this here is the root URL of the blog, right? Now, if I go into a post, which is this one, yeah. Now, if you look at the permalink structure here, yeah, you can see that there's a date in it. It's 2020 11th, and then the keyword.
Okay.
Can you see it? I hope you can see it from your little screen.
I can see the screen.
All
Yeah.
right. Now, yeah. So this is the this is so that you understand the difference, okay, between both. Now, the page when you build pages, this this date permalink structure does not exist. I'm not sure if I have built a page. Maybe I think I have only built posts. Yeah, these are posts because they have this this share link here on the top right of each post. So I don't think I will be able to show you an example of a page, but the difference is that, well, actually, I think I share that on our Facebook group. Now that I recall, actually going and publishing something about this, the difference between groups, Staxio, the difference between the permalink structure of posts and pages. Now let me go into our units section, zoom out for a bit, and then go into the blogger sites, posts versus pages. Yeah, there we go. Now, this, I'll probably send you this link because it might help you understand things a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll send it to you later, but here we go. Now, a link structure, pages. Pages will be, this will be the permalink structure of pages. The name of your blog, .blogspot.com/p/your keyword.html. And the posts permalink structure will be the name of your blog, .blogspot.com/year/month/ looks to be month, and /your keyword.html. This is the main difference between both. Now, why do I have a preference over pages? Now, let's imagine that and that these blogger posts and pages, they rank, and they will rank. Now, if you look at the search engine result page of for one of your keywords, let's say your top keyword, right? And you look at the result, at the results on Google search. If you had built posts, you would see a link on the search results with a date, a year, and a month, right? Where if you built pages, you would just see your keyword without a date. Now, this is where we get into talking about conversions and what works best for conversion and for clicks. Yeah, what do you think would be best for someone to click if they saw a post like a link with a date that goes back, I don't know, 3, 6 months or a year? Do you think they would click on a link that has a date not going back, or do you think that they will click on a link that has no date and just has your keyword? Now, I hope
that's
I've made my point.
Because when I'm trying to solve a problem.
Yeah, exactly. So you understood. Now, this is why I have a preference for pages first, right? But pages, because they have a limit, which is, I think, around number of pages, 20. Oh, sorry, 20 pages per blog. You can build 20 pages, or you can, in Staxio terms, we can build 20 keywords, right? Because that's the number of pages or posts that Staxio will create. It's one per keyword on Blogger. Yeah. So if you build more than 20, then you have to go to posts.
Got it.
Now, I don't build over 20 keywords on any of my stacks. I haven't yet. I haven't so far. That fits perfectly with the Blogger limitations, because I only build pages.
Okay, good to know. Okay. That was a question I had, but I jumped ahead. I should have asked that.
Yeah, but these little details you should keep in mind, because that's where you can make decisions as to how you can make your builds and how many keywords, and stuff like that, and the structure of the permalinks as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted you to understand why I use pages on my build.
Got it.
Got it.
So if you were doing so on each blog, let me ask you first. when you build out your blogger site that far down, do you really worry about making it look, each blog make it look good, or do you just put content that'll rank for juice purposes?
Contents, you mean the articles?
Yeah, in other words, when you build out a blog, do you make it look nice, for conversions that people land on it, or you're not really looking at people landing on it? You just wanted to make it Google friendly to create juice for your Google site.
Well, it depends on the strategy. If I'm using bloggers as money sites, then I take care of my content better than I would if they are just passing juice to, for example, it's a structure you have here, they're just passing
Yeah,
juice to Google sites. Then I don't worry so much about the content, about the quality of the content itself. No, but if I'm building bloggers, if the strategy that I'm using with blogger sites is for them to rank as lead gen money sites, then I
yeah,
take more care and try to produce more quality content because I want them to look and I want them to convert as lead gen money
right.
sites, right? But if you're just passing juice, then you don't have to. You don't have to hire a VA or someone to write content. You can, yeah, you don't have to worry so much about it.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it. That's helpful. I think I know.
Yeah.
So you
So you're
would, in
basically
this case,
let me sorry to interrupt you. So you're
go
basically,
ahead.
if the structure, if the content of your blogger site is for the structure that you have here on the image, you are you're good with, for example, the content that Staxio scrapes from article directories, for example.
Okay. All right. Now, do we worry about, for instance, that some of the content that we get through Staxio is the same as content that it's not original? Do we worry about that, or for this purposes, or we don't worry about that for this purposes?
You mean
Do I have to
duplicate
spin
content?
it to put it like on the blogger, that I'm only using for juice, not for lead gen, but only for juice, like in my structure? Do I worry about spinning my blogger content, or do I just grab it the way it is for time's sake, just grab it the way it is from Staxio and it serves my purposes?
You mean from Staxio, from the article directories that the content that Staxio gets from the article directory? Is that what you mean?
Yes, that, or I also use Buffer Wizard. So I'll get them from both. Does it matter? Can I just grab them raw, or should I spin them and make them unique, even though I'm only using it for juice?
Well, BSW gives you several options for producing articles with or without spin text. You can make them unique and then like create 50 or 100 unique articles. I typically don't use spin text. I don't like using spin text. I rather have, if you're going with buffer site, I would rather have I'd rather have it produce like unique articles, 50 or 100, or I don't know, 3 or 4, whatever you need, right, for the stack, and just publish them as they are. I don't do spin text. Some people do,
Okay.
and again, there's no right or wrong answer here. I don't like to use spin text, and I either have take the content from a tool or from the web, or sometimes even Wikipedia, or anywhere, or from the article directories from inside Staxio. Those are perfect. Those are really good enough for the strategy you have here. Those are good enough. And just use them on them. I just try to make sure that the content that you have on either the Google Stack, the Blogger site, or the Google site, they are unique. So they're
Yeah.
not, your network shouldn't have the same article on any of the properties. That's the only thing I worry about, that my network
Got
doesn't
it.
have duplicate articles.
Got it. Okay. So down to the blogger, in my case, down to the 4 bloggers. So I know I created a stack for each blog page. Now, talking about stacking each blog 4 times, I create 4 different pages on Blogger and stack each page, each one with its own keyword. Is that correct?
You create each blog. So you take the Google Stack, right? Then the
Yeah.
Google Stack has 4 keywords, and then from that Google Stack you create a Blogger site with 4 pages, one for each keyword. Correct?
You lost me there.
Right.
You said build out the Google Stack first, or build out the Blogger site first?
No, so
In this case,
oh,
go ahead.
yeah, I only so you need a Google Stack to build a well, you can create the Blogger site, but the content of the blog, Staxio only creates content for Blogger sites from your Google Stack, from Google Stacks.
Okay.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because if you go on the Blogger Builder, the thing that the Blogger Builder needs is a Google Sheet ID from Google Stack. And
Okay.
from
I
that
got it.
Google Sheet, right, it will build your posts or pages.
Okay. All right. I'm a little off. Okay. So I think I know that. So I think I build the Google blog first so that I would have an address to point the Google Stack to. And then once I created the Google Stack, then I went back to the blog and I filled it in. Is that correct?
Yes, that is also an approach you can take. Yes, totally.
Okay.
So you
That's what I
registered.
did.
Okay, got it. I know. All right, now I understand. Yes. So created a Blogger site for the keywords that you needed, and then yes, I understood. So then you took the Google Stack and then built the content for the Blogger after you have created the Blogger for those keywords that you want to target.
Because
Yes.
because I wanted to juice up that blog site, but I needed the address so that I could point the Google Stack toward.
Yes, yeah, no, yeah, I understood. Totally right. So that's exactly what I also do, which is I get the list of keywords, and then I go and then I either build a Google Stack, and if I'm using Blogger sites, I go on Blogger and check if the keywords are available, and register those keywords with Blogger for later deploying the Google Stacks. Yep.
So would you then, if I created 4 pages on Blogger, 4 different keywords, would you then go and create a stack for each separate page?
A stack for each, you could. That would power up your Blogger site like real good. You could.
Okay, because that was actually I thought that's what you had told me when that's the idea you planted in my head the last time we conversed. Is you have 4 Blogger sites, and then each Blogger site you stack 4 times.
Man,
And
that's even more powerful. Yeah.
oh, okay. I thought that's what you had said. So in my mind, I was building that out, but then I got stuck because I'm like, wait a minute, do I build 4 stacks to the same page on the Blogger site, or do I create 4 pages and stack each page once? And that's when I reached out to you this last time and says, I have this question. What should I do?
That's a really good strategy that that you could that you can build. So what I usually do now be like keep in mind that this strategy of having one Google Stack for one Blogger site, right, for 4 keywords. So that's 4 Google Stacks, 4 Blogger sites going to one Google site, to 4 pages of one Google site and going to your money site. That's a lot of power. Now, what you just said is have 4 stacks for each blog, each blogger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's 4 Google Stacks for each blogger. Well, that's a lot of power, but that's a good strategy because you can do this all automatically with Staxio. That's the
Yeah. That's the beauty. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay, so
why
you
not?
lost me though. Okay, so here's where you lost me, because now I see what you're saying as you explain it, but I originally understood what I said, which is 4 blog sites, 4 stacks for each blog site. But now I understand that what you really said is you create one blogger site, and then you create a stack to that blogger site with 4 different keywords towards that. So you're creating like 4 stacks. I mean, it's one stack, but you're targeting 4 different keywords in each blogger. Is that what you usually do?
Yes. Yes. That's what I usually do. Yeah, and that's already a lot of power. But what
That's a lot of power. Okay.
but what you
I
did?
understood the other thing, so that's why I was trying to build out 4 stacks to 4 pages.
No, that's excellent. That's even better. That's even better than
Okay.
what I explained. That's even more
Okay.
powerful.
All right.
Really?
Yay.
Yeah, that's even better because now you have below each blogger site, you have 4 Google Stacks.
Yes.
4 for one for each keyword. That's even better.
And it's because your software makes it. I would never do this manually, but I wouldn't even consider it. But because of your software, so thank you so much, Braulio.
Let me
Because of your software, we can do this.
yeah, let me try. Actually, let me try and see if I can make a quick drawing of what you just of the strategy just that you just explained, because I think I can draw something real quick here for you to confirm and for us to keep note of as well. Let me just
All
I'm
right.
opening Google Slides here, and so let me quickly draw a couple of boxes. If I can find, okay, shapes, there we go. So, and we can keep this for as reference as well. So if I can do this shape here, you see my screen, yeah?
Yes, I see your screen.
Okay. So this would be a, let's draw blue. This is be a Google stack, a G stack. Oops. So, all right, my drawing skills are a Google stack. All right, the G is good enough.
Yeah.
Now, like this. So now you have 4 of these below your Blogger site. Now let me try and draw for these Google stacks like this. Here we go. Now below these are below your Blogger site like this, this. This is your Blogger. Your Blogger. Let's put this in orange. And a thing, Blogger, there we go. And now you repeat this 4 times. So let me move this here to the side and let's see if this all fits. It's not going to fit. That's fine.
Yeah, to make it smaller.
It's too big, but well, we know what's going on. It's like this, and then you have, let's go, can I zoom this, like make this smaller? I can, cool.
Yay.
Yeah, now let me try and see if I can copy can make another one here. All right. Well, it's good enough. Now this is what you have, right? Let's draw some arrows, like, whoops, like, all right. Now I need to zoom in. Where's the zoom? Oops, the zoom doesn't work the way I expected to. All right, so now we have this. Well, actually, let's do this. Blogger, like this. All right. Appreciate your patience.
No worries. I see what you're doing.
Because that's it. This. Yep. And yeah, these are 4 Google Stacks linking to powering up your Blogger site, which is already a lot going on just for the Blogger site alone. Yeah. Just so we understand how things and how the juice is flowing as well. So, all right. So now we have the Blogger, and then each of these bloggers is going to your Google site. So let's say this is going to be your Google site. And now we have the blogger going up here, this blogger going up to here, and this one, and this guy going like this. All right, and this is your Google site.
Yes.
Like this. Let's make this a little bit bigger because this is your money site. No, you have, so above this, you have your money site. Yeah, this is your Google site.
Correct. Yeah.
This is your Google site. And above it, you have your money site.
Yes.
And are you linking each page of your Google site to an individual pages on your money site, or a straight link?
No, just a straight link.
Okay. All right, so then we have one link from here to your money site. Like this. Let's make this a little bit bigger and change this color so that the money site stays. Yeah, just make something else like so. Makes different. All right. Yeah. So yeah, look at all the links, all the juice that is flowing here already. So you have 4 Google Stacks going to each blogger, and then each blogger going to individual pages on the Google site, right? And then
yes.
So that is just, so actually what we could do here is add a shape inside the Google site, because they are
Yes.
for,
I was going to say that so that people can understand that it's each to a different page.
Because they're going to individual pages inside.
Yes. Look at that.
Yeah, so this guy is going to this page. So this is a page. Oops. All right. This is a page. Let's make this a little bit smaller. All right. This is a page. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do this for the sake of our precious time. Try to speed things up a little bit. Yeah, it's good enough. Yeah. Like this. Yep. So now let me just this guy over to this page, this guy, and this guy. Yeah, there we go. And this is
All right.
Google site. And let's see if we can wrap this guy up here. Good. I like it.
Now, the thing that I'm doing, and correct me if this is okay, if we go down to the stacks, and we go down to the first stack, the one all the way to the left, okay, that one, that keyword is the same keyword that I'm using for the title of the first blogger. That's the same keyword that I'm using for the Google site. That's the same keyword for my money site. That first line is all the same keyword. All the other keywords change, but I do have a direct line. Is that okay?
So so you have, I think so. So this keyword is going to be the keyword for the blogger.
Yes.
This is your top keyword, right?
That's my top keyword.
And the same for name for the Google site, and the same keyword is in the URL for your money site as well, right?
Correct. Yes, I do that.
Yep.
Yeah, is that okay?
Good. Yes, sounds good. Right. Sounds like no, that's the way. That's the right way.
All right, good. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's yeah, that sounds perfect.
You know, this is the kind of what you're doing right now as we're going over it is the kind of thing I wish someone had showed me from the beginning, because I'm a very visual person, and I know that people learn different ways, but me, I'm visual. And if it's one of the earlier courses, somebody would have just drawn out the paths and told me what they were. I would have caught on to SEO and understood it a long time ago. But it takes something like this for me to say, I see it. I can do that. So thank you, Braulio.
No, you're welcome. I glad you understood. I glad I was able to explain.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Yes, yes.
No, you have a good have a good strategy here, my friend. This is powerful. So yeah, I don't even like I only do I use other tools and other stuff, but I only go to the extent of building one of these Google stacks. Whoops, sorry, one of these Google stacks, one blogger, and for one page, and to the money site. So you went to the extent of building four for each blogger. That's a lot of power.
Well, that's the plan. I had the picture you saw is where I was. I hadn't finished connecting everything. Exactly the picture you have is when I sent it to you is where I was in building it out. But this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. This is what This is what I'm thinking out. Plus the other stuff I have on the side. But you're right. What you just said, because what you saw in the picture was enough to get my my Google site and my money page both on page 1 of Yahoo for the main keyword and page 2 for Google for the main keyword. And it's pretty competitive because there's a lot of Christmas dinosaur books out there. And so that alone you're right, it had enough juice to really get stuff going. So I'm excited to see what happens in such a short time, when I finish building it out.
Keep building, keep using the strategy. There's no right or wrong with these strategies. The only thing you need to do is take action, and you've done it. You took action. You thought. you put some thought into what you wanted to do, and you're getting results. So, man, there's that's excellent. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you. And and I'm starting to see traffic, which I've never really seen traffic to my sites before, but this time I'm actually starting to see traffic. My next step and my next questions to you in a future date when I'm there, first I'm going to work on this, is help. I'm going to ask for help understanding my traffic, if I'm getting good traffic, stuff like that, because I don't understand that part yet. Well, and then I'm going to work on, once this is built out, then I'm going to work on conversions to make sure, great, people are showing up, but are they the right people? Do I have the right message in front of them? I get people to, we do a lot of marketing for people, especially for radio stations. And one of the things that we can do is we can get our clients, phone to ring, but it's up to them to close the sale. I can't do that for them. And it's the same thing for my own websites. Okay, great. I can make people show up, but that's one strategy. But now I got to figure out, okay, I got to make sure that I get buyers to convert. And I'll worry about that a little later. Right now, I just want to build up the traffic, and then I'll try to learn that part so that it starts converting.
Well, yeah, this is it's a multi-layer. There are several components to this game, and the first one of the first is traffic and ranking.
Yeah.
So you're getting this part right, and so it's only a matter of time until you see the conversions. Now, yeah, that's a different topic, but everything that you're supposed to be getting out of building properties with Staxio, you got it. You nailed it.
Yay! I'm happy about that. Thank you, buddy.
There are we can talk about more complex structures. This is a really good one you got here. So I recommend you stick to what works, and if this is working, stick to this strategy. But there are other structures, link building structures that we can talk about later if you're interested. But if you have found one and you know how to and understand this one, and it's already bringing you results, stick with it. You only need one. That's it. You only need. There's nothing. You don't need anything else. If it's working, stay with it, and make it more powerful. And we can talk about that on another call.
Absolutely, because one thing that I'm learning is, okay, I figured out this structure, so I'm going to stick with it for a while, because this is only part of it. Part of it is understanding how to build the structure, but there's integral stuff in building that structure. For instance, where am I getting my articles, my pictures? How am I lining them up inside? Once I get used to that part too, where I can build out a structure for a money site for a client or for myself pretty efficiently, then I can look at other structures, and then I can look at other things. But I want to get really good at and efficient at building out this structure, and then I'll move on to something else, so that this makes it easy and it makes sense to me. So thank you for that, because I will do that. I'll do that, your advice. I'll work on this. I'll stick with this structure for a little while until I'm really efficient, and then I'll expand my horizons.
You know what? I think one thing that is going to help with your niche, which is books, and also will help you with conversions, is so we're working on having some blogger templates available for us to work with inside Staxio. But it would also help you, because the blogger sites and the Google sites, they will also rank along with your money site. They will. You'd be surprised at how well they rank. Now, once we start talking about conversions, if you had a template, a blogger template specific for books and tailored for conversions for people that are looking for books, then that's an extra help for your strategy.
Oh, I'd be all up for that, because even though this is my Christmas book, I actually have another book that I wrote, and it's being translated into Spanish, and that one I'm going to do a big launch on probably in March. So anything I could get help with templates and stuff to make that easier, I would be excited about that. And I have a client right now that I'm helping them launch a book, and we're doing the marketing for it. So templates for books, in my case, would be very helpful.
So one thing you could offer this as a package to your clients, like traffic and rankings. That's something you could offer your clients. But also, if they don't have a website for the book, I'm not sure how they all how people that how writers or people doing ebooks if they did have a website for each book or not. But this is also something you could think about, offering them a network of properties that are that are designed for conversions and with a picture of their book.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And
Because
and it's
you're right.
and it would just be
Oh,
blogger sites with pictures of their book, with a blogger template specific for book conversions, um, and the Google site. You could throw in the
yeah.
Google site as an extra. Also, like themed for book conversions, which is something we could do because it's just HTML. We could have a
Right. Wow.
template.
Yeah.
We could have a template inside the Google site uh, um, for conversions, like a template just for conversions for books, for converting
Wow.
books.
And when do you think you would have something like that?
Look, I don't. It's just a matter of time. This is something. If you're interested, it's something we can work on together. But
Yeah.
yeah, it just takes time to make one. So once you have one template, you can do multiple books with that same template.
Right.
You just change the book cover, because then and probably the colors and the text
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and
all
it would
about the
just be the
format.
landing
You know.
page.
Yeah. It's all about the format. Once the format is done, then we can just change out the content. That won't be hard. I
Yeah,
just
and if
want to, I'd be looking for a format that be conversion friendly. That's the part that I struggle with.
conversions, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that comes down to contents and having an appealing landing page, like a conversion focused landing page. You can either Blogger or your money site or your Google site. You should have all your properties, optimized for conversions. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what makes the traffic convert, right? When people land on your page and they resonate with the content, then they want to buy the book or read an excerpt of the book or whatever.
Right. And you were right what you said earlier. For instance, yes, I'm ranking my money site, but the Google site is also ranking, and I was really impressed that I saw it ranking so well, the Google site itself. So I am going to consider, because it's for blogger sites, I am going to consider also making, because you said that they rank well, I'm also going to go back and consider making them conversion friendly and not just juice friendly. The stacks, obviously, I'll leave them alone. But the blogger
Yeah,
sites, I may go back and beautify them up a little bit and make them appealing.
yeah, you're gonna see it takes a little bit longer than the Google sites, but the blogger sites will also you'll see them ranking too. It just
Yeah.
takes a while, more time than the Google site.
All right, my friend. I think I'm good. I think you answered my questions. I'm definitely going to go back and change my my Google Stacks pointing toward pages versus posts, which I started. I've only done 3 of them, so it's 3 posts, so it's not a big deal. But I'm going
Cool.
to go back and I'm going to make them all point to pages on the blogger, and then finish it up there. I'll keep working on it. So um, thank you, Braulio, for everything. I will reach out to you when this is done and I'm ready to figure out the next part. I'm going to reach out to you again, and I
Okay.
appreciate your help.